Hey, what's up, guys? This is Ben over here from Millionaire Mafia. Today with me, I have a special guest, Caleb Wright, who is a cryptocurrency millionaire, made a lot of money with cryptocurrency, and he's been doing it quite a while. So I actually wanted to bring him on board to just answer a few questions for us, give you a little bit of insight as to what he does, tricks of the trade, different things like that. So Caleb, let's just start out, introduce yourself, tell us who you are, and just tell us, what made you get really started in cryptocurrency to begin with.
Awesome. Hey, I'm really excited to get on this video and talk to you about this today, Ben, and give you a little background on my experience in the cryptocurrency financial market and where I've taken it, and just answer any of your questions you have about what I'm doing.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I basically discovered the cryptocurrency market several years ago and began trading it around that time when I first found Bitcoin and discovered the altcoin market. And over that course of time, I've slowly absorbed, well, maybe not slowly, but pretty rapidly absorbed the skill of day trading cryptocurrency and analyzing the market. And I've done a lot of research of the market to identify the assets that I trade today and that have made me a substantial amount of money through 2017. Really, I did a lot of research in development of my skill. Really, in the first couple years, in my second year, I invested in some really key assets at the bottom of a market, at the bottom of a bear market of the altcoins, of the altcoin market, which through the beginning of 2017 up until now have created for me a portfolio of cryptocurrency that is valued over $1 million. And it's pretty crazy because my financial picture completely changed over the course of a couple of years. I pretty much put everything I had, my heart and my soul, and all the money that I had and all the money that I earned and even so much money that I borrowed into the cryptocurrency financial market, into Bitcoin, because I believed in it and I've seen the power of how much money could be made through just simple trading, through just simple clicks of the mouse. When you know how to analyze a market and buy low and sell high, it's really that simple.
Yeah. Wow, that's absolutely crazy. It's crazy to know that a couple years ago, you're probably, normal guy, just chilling, making a little money here and there. And then 2 years later, you wouldn't have even thought, wow, I became a millionaire with cryptocurrency. That's amazing. Okay, cool. So since you're talking about day trading and different things and some of what you've done, if you were talking to, say, a beginner, somebody that might not even, they're trying to get into Bitcoin, but they don't necessarily know what to do and they're trying different things, what would you say some of the, biggest mistakes are that people make in this industry, beginners? Just what are some of the biggest mistakes that you see made?
So we've all been there, a beginner with Bitcoin, all right? And there's a lot of mistakes that can be made, all right? I'll run over a little laundry list of them. Like when you're first getting started with Bitcoin, like learning how to send Bitcoin. Like I've had a friend of mine who tried to send his first Bitcoin that he purchased to the exchange to start trading, and he had not copied the full address correctly. He left a couple digits off the end. He sent his Bitcoin, and he lost a few $100s worth of Bitcoin in one send. That was upsetting to him, but he learned his lesson. He bought more Bitcoin, and he began his trading. He's made it back since then many times over. But that's a type of mistake that I haven't seen too many people make, but that's definitely one that can be made. So I'll always advise people about the correct way to copy and paste a cryptocurrency address, a Bitcoin address. Make sure you get from the first letter or digit to the last letter or digit, and then you'll know you'll have everything that's in between when you copy an address when you're using to send Bitcoin. Another one is to not properly secure your accounts with quality passwords and two-factor authentication, because sometimes when people don't do that, they end up finding their accounts get hacked and then they lose all their money. But that can easily be avoided if you just use proper security methods, which is not difficult. but it just takes knowing that this is something that you should do. So those can be like really kind of like rookie mistakes. Just because you get Bitcoin doesn't mean you're going to get hacked like, you know, like tomorrow or something. But I mean, it's definitely possible. Like, say if you clicked around online, I don't do a lot of clicking around online myself. I don't trust a lot of links out there.
Mhm.
And I think you should probably do the same with your online practices as well. It's getting dangerous out there.
Definitely.
So other than that, let's get like into like people that just want to do trading. They discover the Bitcoin altcoin market and they kind of find out about trading. Maybe some of their friends are doing it. They want to get started. And there's a lot of people like in that position. And then they start trading and they make kind of these rookie mistakes. Like they get their Bitcoin onto the exchange and then they look at the list of cryptocurrencies that are trading on that exchange, like they're entering into a candy shop, and they might like purchase like whatever sounds good. They look at something,
Sure.
get something that might be trending. It might be like on a pump and dump or something. They'll not do any proper fundamental, what I call fundamental analysis, which is basically market research on a coin, and which involves researching in several different areas online that I would typically go and search, including Google and some forums and some websites, and see what is the technology behind the coin, what's the community behind the coin, is there a community, what's the temperature of the community, are they happy, are they sketched, do they feel like are there calls for scams, and figure out is this something you're even comfortable putting your money into. Say you messed up the trade and then all of a sudden you have to hold it a little bit. All right. Is this something you're comfortable even putting your money into, like holding for the long term? Because I find like the way I really like to trade is trading on coins with long-term and short-term strategies, but on coins that I really believe in for the future. And when trading other more speculative assets, you really have to be trading amounts of money that you're really more willing to lose, even though you can make some interesting types of gains here and there. On coins are a little bit more risky, but you have to understand how you're managing your money. So biggest mistake when it comes to trading is not using proper money management, not having a strategy.
Sure. No, that makes 100% sense. And you know, one other thing that I've actually seen a lot of also is, you know, you've had things like Gladia Coin or Crypto Business World. And there were, you know, people that invested, I think 33,000 people in Gladia Coin. And I had talked with one individual that had recruited 7,000 of those individuals, and then one day is gone. And there's a lot of those scams out there too that I think people need to be aware of. Okay, so one other thing I wanted to ask you then before we get on the next question is, what if you could choose a couple things, what are two sort of cryptocurrency earning secrets that maybe you could kind of spill or share with us that maybe, you know, most individuals wouldn't know as far as earning crypto?
All right. Cryptocurrency earning secrets. I have to say I do agree with you on your last statement about all the scams that are out there, and why I really advocate learning how to trade cryptocurrency yourself rather than trying to trust on one of these many programs out there where you don't know which ones are actually, or it's hard to tell, especially when you're an inexperienced person online when it comes to maybe even just making money online. And it's hard to like tell like what might be a scam and what's not. So it's just very risky, and it's much better to be in control of your own money. That's why I really advocate cryptocurrency trading. So cryptocurrency earning secrets. All right, wow, there's quite a bit that could be said about that. But when it comes to trading, I would definitely, one of the things I think is most important is learning how to read the market so you can understand what part, like how the coin is trending, how the different assets you're looking at are trending, whether that they're in a bull market, whether that they're in a bear market, whether that they're trending at the moment or not, because it's actually much easier to make money trading on a coin that's actually trending. Trending meaning that it's like having kind of like high and surging volume of trading. Volume of trading means the amount of money that's flowing trading in the buy and sells is like, it's how much there is happening on a 24-hour basis or on any type of time basis. And when it's trending, like that volume of trades is increasing substantially, like hour by hour. So that's a good time to be trading when something is trending in a bull market going upwards, because it gives you opportunity to jump in and make like scalping trades or swing trades, depending on how you position yourself and how much patience that you have, and very nice profits to be made on a regular basis, especially when we're in a bull market. It's much easier. And another secret to trading is understanding when that we're in a bear market or when we're about to go into a bear market. This comes with understanding how to read the trend and know and understanding the cycle of the market. Because when you enter into a bear market, you then need to trade much, much more conservatively and take much more conservative profit percentages, because the market is going to go down in stages, and you don't want to get caught holding bags, because that makes you unable to keep flipping the money and growing your money stacks when you have to hold on to bags waiting for price to come back up because you don't want to take a loss, or because you didn't take a calculated smaller loss when you saw that the market was going south and not going to recover up to give you at least a small profit. So you have to be able to understand, in order to maximize your money making potential, understand the phases of the market, the cycles of the market, where we are in the market, and how you can position yourself accordingly for profit over and over and over again every day in these different conditions. And that's my biggest kind of like general secret when it comes to making money in crypto. Other than that, there's of course mining of coins, and there's different modes of mining when it comes to cryptocurrency, whether that you're going to purchase some equipment and mine a coin, or whether you're going to mine an X11 coin, which is basically it's proof of stake, which is where that a coin will have a wallet that you can store your coins in the wallet and run that wallet on your laptop or on your regular computer and keep it online, and it will verify transactions on that coin's network. And for each transaction that you verify, you will then earn coins. Or hosting master nodes for different type of coins that have master nodes, with like coins like Dash, which became extremely popular and high in value because it was one of the very first coins to implement the concept of a master node. I'm not going to get too into the technical aspect of master node, but it's just another way of mining, which is very, very popular.
Gotcha.
And I've seen that coins that implement a master node system usually end up going up quite a lot in value. It's a very popular aspect of cryptocurrency coin in the market today when they implement that. I mean, Dash itself, if you look at it, I'm not sure what the value was the last time I looked at it, but it's pretty high. I think it might be over like $100 a coin or around there. It's one of the high value coins. So coins that are popular to mine also tend to do very well.
Gotcha.
And that's another kind of secret about where the money is flowing. Knowing where the money is flowing in the cryptocurrency market. Yeah. But yes, definitely stay away from scam programs, because there's a lot of programs out there that will take your money and then disappear. And man, that Bitcoin is valuable. Just imagine some of that Bitcoin that people were losing like a year ago to little scams was only worth like, you know, a few $100s to maybe under $1,000. Well, a year ago it was probably more than that. I remember a few years ago when I was first buying Bitcoin, it was in the $200 to $300 range, and I was investing mostly between $200 and $400 back then, when I was also borrowing lots of money in order to get lots of Bitcoin. And so, yeah, that worked out very well for me and everybody who was getting into Bitcoin then. Heck, it's been great for anybody getting into Bitcoin, moving up through to now. It's been an incredible run, and there's just a lot more world and global adoption coming as we speak right now.
Definitely. I remember when, it's funny you said you were investing when it was $200 to $300, because I remember when I think it was Aaron Hubbard actually that first talked to me about Bitcoin, and at that point I was getting involved with mining Capricorn at the time. And I remember when Bitcoin was, I first saw it when it was $345, and I thought to myself, like, this is fake. Like, this, there's no way, because it's not real. Like, it has no physical presence. There's no way that a thing that literally is a ghost can be real. And I didn't, just in my mind, I think that's one of the biggest things, people, in my mind, I didn't understand it. And looking back, if I had, I remember at that point too, because it was about the time when I was going to buy this house here, and I had at the time about $13,000 to my name, and that went towards the down payment of this. And I just sometimes look back and think, okay, well, $345 a coin, that's 3 coins. That's about 39 coins I could have had. It's almost $5,000 a coin now. That's $200,000. Gosh, I wish I would have done something back then. And I think even now, people are looking at it now going, wow, it's $4,800 a coin today. And is it too late? You know, so that brings me to my next question. So what do you think, Caleb, the future of Bitcoin is? Where do you think it's going to plummet? Do you think it's going to go up? What do you think is going to happen with it?
Yeah, I mean, I think Bitcoin kind of even defies a regular analysis, like regular kind of market patterns a little bit, just because it's so revolutionary of the technology and of a concept and how it's evolving, how we interface and use money, even though it's regulated as a commodity by the government, as an asset, as property. And we have countries that have been adopting it. Like Japan is actually, the Japan adoption of Bitcoin, where its government basically okayed it for all commercial use, and Bitcoin is accepted at all stores and businesses in Japan at this point. That was a real big contributor to the growth of Bitcoin from its last area of support down in the 2000s up to where it is now, which has been more than a doubling. I think we've been coming close to $5,000 per Bitcoin recently in the past couple of days, getting up towards that area. And so this is not stopping. Japan is pretty big. I mean, not as a country size-wise, but when it comes to technology, they always seem to be one of the first movers and some of the first innovators on a lot of things in technology. So it's not a big surprise to me, but it is a pretty big sign for what's to come in the rest of the world. Russia, for example, is coming online, fully regulating and legalizing the use of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. They even have plans to release their own state-funded, or not funded, but state-generated blockchain. There's going to be a Russian cryptocurrency, and there's many other countries around the world that are planning as well. I've seen Estonia was as well. And the United States is also looking at issuing their own cryptocurrency as well in the future. So this is where it's going, whether it's public or private issued blockchains or government issue. This is the future. It's the blockchain, and I really believe we're actually just at the beginning of it. And it's interesting because with Bitcoin in particular, if you look at supply and demand fundamentals, there's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoins. But if you know a little bit more about Bitcoin, you'll know that there actually will never be 21 million Bitcoins because people are losing Bitcoin doing stupid things every day.
Yeah, because they'll send to a wrong wallet address that doesn't even exist or something like that, and that's gone.
Lose their password.
Yeah.
Lose their backup. Or their wallets, or like anything could happen. They aren't fully prepared, or people make mistakes and they lose Bitcoin. Once Bitcoin is lost, it's gone forever. So the supply of Bitcoin is actually constantly kind of reducing. And so with that, Bitcoin is just extremely, extremely valuable, and some really highly respected analysts in the market predict that Bitcoin could reach levels as high as 10K to 100K per coin in the coming 3 to 5 years. Could absolutely be possible. I was actually really surprised at the beginning, or prior to the beginning of this year, when they were predicting that in 2017 that Bitcoin would reach somewhere between $2,000 and $5,000 per coin. Now we are about 2/3 of the way through the year or so, maybe a little bit more. And Bitcoin has already just about reached 5K per coin. And it looks like it could have another wave up before it has a bear market of any extended nature. And interesting thing that I've noticed is that when it comes to bear markets, the assets usually come down to about 25% of the value of their newly formed all-time high. Mm-hmm. And that's really good look for Bitcoin, because if it did have a bear market, that means its value would only go down as low as no lower than somewhere between $1,500 and $2,000, which is really amazing, considering it was only just at the beginning of this year where we were looking at like Bitcoin at 1,500 and Bitcoin at 2,000. We're like, when is the bear market going to come? When's it going to come? Because back then, if it was going to be an extended bear market coming, we would have seen Bitcoin again, probably as low as maybe 500 to 600. But the market has really grown so substantially. It's really incredible. Plus, like I was saying before, Bitcoin is kind of an animal that's defying regular market cycles because of the rate of the global adoption and how significant it is, and its very limited supply. And yeah, I just really see like not only Bitcoin, but this whole cryptocurrency market is just increasing in value incredibly, because all the other altcoins that we trade against Bitcoin are pegged to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is like the USD of the cryptocurrency market, the US dollar of the cryptocurrency market, like the USD is to the Forex market, the foreign exchange market. It's the currency that all the other currencies trade against at this point in time.
Yeah. That's absolutely crazy. Like you said, I mean, Bitcoin's the coin, but there's so much behind it. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of other cryptocurrencies that people can make an immense amount of profit in. I mean, that's just amazing. So there you have it, folks. Everybody that's watching this, depending on where you're watching it out and everything, you just heard it from Caleb Wright, Cryptocurrency Millionaire. And I believe Caleb was actually telling me earlier that he actually has his own program put together that you guys could get access to. There should be a link or a button somewhere below this video, depending on where you're watching this from. So you're going to want to take a look at what Caleb has to offer. I think you guys just heard about $10,000 worth of education right now, more than your college is probably worth. So you heard it from Caleb. There's a lot of good information in there, and it doesn't sound like cryptocurrency is going south anytime soon. The only direction is up. So if you want access to what Caleb has to offer and some great information there, you should be able to click the button right below this video, get access to that. Caleb, I appreciate your time so much. Really appreciate you being on here, and I think everybody else watching this does as well.
Absolutely. It's been great being on this video and having this talk with you. I always love talking about the cryptocurrency financial market and Bitcoin. It just makes me so excited, but that's what I'm so excited about every day, and helping other people learn about it so they can feel like I do every day as well. All right. Awesome. How can you not be happy every day when your life's been financially changed and it's just growing every day?
Exactly.
Gotta love it.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. And we'll catch you on the next one. All right. Thank you.
Sounds good. Later.